Hey guys, how are you doing? Today we're gonna talk about the quotient rule. So the quotient rule is a differentiation rule that allows you to differentiate functions that can be written as fractions, okay? So that you can find a quotient that is a derivative. It's that simple. So now I'm gonna show you the quotient rule by finding this derivative. Now, how do you find this derivative? Now you might be clever and you might think, well, I can just say that this is just simply x to a negative to the negative 3 exponent, or to a negative cube, and then multiply x squared plus 1, and then you can use the product rule if you know it. But you could use also the quotient rule. So let me show you. The quotient rule goes as follows. So first of all, what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the derivative of what you have on top. In this case, the derivative of x squared plus 1 is just going to be 2x. And now you're going to multiply by what you have down here. So you have the derivative on top times what you have on the bottom. And now you're going to subtract. Okay, you're going to see that it's almost as if you were doing the product rule, because remember, in the product rule you took the derivative of one and then multiplied the other one and then you add it. But in this case, since we're dividing, we need to subtract. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna now, since we took the derivative on top the first time, now we're gonna take it on the bottom. So we're gonna have 3x squared times what is on the top, okay? What you can find on the top. So you're gonna have 3x times x squared plus 1. And now the last step for the quotient rule is you're going to grab what you have on the bottom and you're going to square that number. Okay, this is the quotient rule basically, or like the algorithm for the quotient rule. So now let's see how much this gives us real quick. So we're gonna have 2x to the fourth power, 6 to the fourth power minus 3x to the fourth power plus minus 3x squared divided all this by x to the sixth power. And now this is just gonna give us real quick, and we're right there, we're just gonna get negative x to the fourth power minus 3x to the second power, all of these over x to the sixth power. Yep. And now we can simplify this. Let's see. So we can take out from all of these just x squared. So we're gonna have positive. I'm gonna take it. So x squared times x squared minus 3, no, this should actually be negative x squared, and this should be minus 3, minus 3, yeah, and all of these over x times x to the fourth power, x squared times x to the fourth power, and we're just gonna get negative x squared minus 3 over x to the fourth power, and this is, we can distribute the denominator, so we're gonna have in this case negative 1 over x squared minus 3 over x fourth. Okay, this is the derivative for this function right there. Okay, now the algebra might seem like a little too annoying or long to solve, but don't worry about it. Okay, let me show you what we just did up there. So basically, remember, you're going to find first the derivative of what you have on top. So if we said that, what is the derivative with respect to x for the functions f of x divided g of x. Remember, this is basically a function. We have f would be x squared plus 1, and g would be x cubed. So now the derivative for these two functions would just simply be the derivative of the top, so f prime, times what you have on the bottom, times g, minus the derivative of the bottom, so g prime, times the top, so times f. Times f. And now you're going to take the bottom and you're going to square that number. And this is the quotient rule, okay? It's a pretty simple rule. So now let's do some examples. What is the derivative for this function? So remember what we did. We're gonna take the derivative of the top, so we're gonna have derivative of this is just gonna be 5 times the bottom, x squared plus 1, minus the derivative of the bottom, so you're basically just switching what you're doing. So now the derivative of the bottom, which is just going to be 2x, times what you have on top. So you get 5x minus 2. And all of this is going to be divided by the bottom squared. So we're going to have x squared plus 1 squared. And now let's just play the algebra. So we're going to have 5x squared, and now minus 10x squared plus 4x. All of these divided by... should we expand that out, or maybe we can cancel out some things? And I think we cannot. Nah, let me expand that out. So we're going to have x to the 4th power plus 2x squared plus 1. Let's see it. So we're going to have, we can cancel out anything from there. We're just going to have, nope, minus 5x squared, plus 4x plus 5. Plus 5 divided by x to 4th power plus 2x plus 1. Okay? Now you could leave it in this form, or you could try to simplify this using long division, or maybe you could factor that one actually. Should we try it? That would make the video a bit longer, so maybe we're not. But you could just simply leave it like this, and this would just simply be the derivative for this function right here, okay? Now, I hope that you see what we did, okay? Now you just need to be careful with how you switch the derivative of the top first, then multiply bottom, minus derivative bottom times top, okay? It's pretty simple to remember. And the bottom squared, I think that's the easiest part. Now, something that I see a lot of students do is that they use the quotient rule when they don't really need to. What if you have this, for example? If you have a function divided, technically 6 is another function. It's just simply a straight line in y equals 6. But now, should you use the quotient rule here? Technically, you should not, because there is an easier way. You could just simply take out, or well, rewrite that as 1/6 times x squared plus 3x, okay? So you could just do that and then find the derivative of this. But, well, technically, if you use the quotient rule, since this is also x to the 0th power, then yes, you should get the same result. So let's actually do it. So we're going to have this without the derivative operator is not the same thing. So I'm going to add it just right up here, d over dx. So now let's take that derivative. So we're going to have derivative of that. Should we distribute? Maybe we could. Or then, yeah, let's distribute it real quick. So we're going to have 2x over 6 plus 3 over 6. And this is just going to give us 1/3 x plus 1/2. Okay? Now, we should get a same result if we use the quotient rule. So let's do it. So now if we use the quotient rule, let's see how much we get. So we know derivative on top, so we're going to have, this is 2x plus 3 times what we have on the bottom, so that's just going to be 6, minus derivative of the bottom, which is just going to be 0, times the top. Now this term is just simply going to go to 0. And now the bottom squared, so we're going to have 6 squared. So let's see what we get. Now this goes to 0, and we have 12x plus 18, and now just divided by 36. Now let's see how much this is. This is going to be 12x over 36 plus 18 over 36, and now you can see it. This is the exact form that we have. 12 is the third part of 36, which means that this is 1/3 of x plus, and now 18 times 2, that is just simply, well, half of 36, which is just 1/2, which is exactly what we got up here, okay? So now, I just wanted to show you with this example that if you have a function like this, where you have, for example, a constant in the bottom, well, you could technically use the quotient rule, but you're gonna get for the second term, you're just simply going to get 0 because you're going to take the derivative of that and that is going to give you 0, okay? So that term is virtually the same thing as if we just had taken the derivative of this and then just playing the algebra with whatever you get, okay? So well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you in the following one.